Our group book report is on the story of Beowulf, an epic poem written in Old English sometime between the 8th and 11th centuries. It tells the story of a great hero, Beowulf, and his struggles to overcome terrible monsters that prey upon his people.
Much more than an ordinary adventure tale, Beowulf represents to many the height of Anglo-Saxon literature, and is also considered a national epic of England.
The book itself, for a three-person presentation, is best divided according to the battles that take place in the text. Katie will discuss the battle with Grendel, Robert the battle with Grendel's mother, and I will end and summarize with a discussion of Beowulf's final deadly battle with a dragon.
The story begins in the Great Hall of Heorot, built by King Heroeger, which comes under attack by a fierce and monstrous troll called Grendel. Grendel attacks the hall, killing and devouring many of Heroeger's warriors while they sleep. Heroeger is forced to abandon Heorot. Beowulf, a young warrior from Geatland, hears of Heroeger's troubles and, with his king's permission, leaves his homeland to help Heroeger. Beowulf and his men spend the night in Heorot. After they fall asleep, Grendel enters the hall and attacks, devouring one of Beowulf's men. Unarmed, Beowulf leaps into battle by clutching Grendel by his hand. Beowulf's retainers rush to his aid, but their swords cannot pierce Grendel's skin as he is immune to human weapons. Finally, Beowulf tears Grendel's arm from his body and Grendel runs away to his home in the marshes.
The next night, after celebrating Grendel's death, Heroeger and his men sleep in Heorot. Grendel's mother appears and attacks the hall. She kills Heroeger's most trusted warrior in revenge for Grendel's death. Heroeger, Beowulf, and their men track Grendel's mother to her lair under a lake. Preparing himself for battle, Beowulf is presented with a sword by a warrior who had doubted him and wishes to make amends. After offering conditions to Heroeger in case of his death, including the taking in of his kinsman, Beowulf dives into the lake. There, he is detected and attacked by Grendel's mother. However, she is unable to harm Beowulf through his armor and drags him to her cavern at the bottom of the lake. In the cavern, Grendel's mother and Beowulf engage in fierce combat. At first, Grendel's mother appears to prevail. Beowulf, finding that his sword cannot harm his foe, discards it. Grasping a mighty sword from Grendel's mother's armory, Beowulf beheads her. Travelling further into the lair, Beowulf discovers Grendel's corpse and severs its head. Beowulf then returns to his men at the surface. He afterwards presents himself to Heroeger, who gives Beowulf many gifts, including his family's heirloom sword.
It is at this point in the story that the really tragic nature of the tale is finally revealed. Admitting he himself sired Grendel with Grendel's mother, Heroeger flings himself out of a castle window to his death. You see, Beowulf has also hidden the truth from everyone. When he finally encountered Grendel's mum, he didn't actually kill her. She appeared to him as a total babe, with parts of her body covered with gold and this really sexy tail. Confronted by a haughty troll, Milv, Beowulf was totally seduced by her and she just melted his sword. In more ways than one. So Beowulf became king in Heroeger's stead, but he had also managed to knock up Grendel's mom. Except this time, she gave birth to a dragon. Realizing what a douchey thing he had done, Beowulf went out and killed his son the dragon. But he himself died in the process. It's a sad, moving and fitting end to the tale of a hero who was fatally flawed. But seriously, would you turn down Angelina Jolie if she came onto you and promised to make you king? I think not, sir.
You didn't even read the Wikipedia entry, did you?
Operating on the assumption that what you don't know can't hurt you, you're obviously invincible to Beowulf. However, for pulling down my GPA, I'm going to tear off your arm and beat you to death with it after school.